everyone, and thanks for taking part in the polling of my ABC Travel Alphabet series. Our first visit will be to Athens. One of my favorite destinations is Greece, and its capital does not disappoint. You need about 3 to 4 days to visit here, depending on whether or not you're going to be going out exploring beyond the city. But for today, I'm going to be focusing in on Athens itself. And I have a lot to share with you about this destination, so the presentation might be a little bit longer than the ones that are going to follow. I hope that you enjoy visiting Athens as much as I do. It's had a difficult time in the past for sure, but it has rebounded. It's cleaned itself up and it offers visitors a safe home base to go exploring its culture and its food and its people and its ancient history. As you walk through the streets, its markets, its museums, and you encounter the warmth of the Greek people, you can't help but fall in love with this city. Of course, staying centrally located is a great idea, and it's worth putting out a little bit extra here. Our hotel that we stayed at was very close to Hadrian's Arch and had amazing views, as you can see here. And this here shows we had a restaurant, a rooftop restaurant that we had dinner at, and this was our view as we were eating our dinner. It's beautiful. So having said that, though, with staying close, the metro system in Athens is an excellent way of getting around. You do sometimes have to connect from train to train, but it's easy to navigate your way around. But there is something to say about the tunnels. Just imagine that you're digging through rock to build a metro tunnel, and you unearth an ancient tile mosaic flooring, or you unearth an ancient grave, or people's homes. The Greek government really does protect its cultural richness, and you'll find that amid the tunnels, the antiquities are being safely protected. Here's just a couple of examples of what I found there. You'll see that the metro stations are very modern, but they do house its few surprises. A good first stop is Syntagma Square. It's a great central station to get yourself oriented, and it has quick access to many sites. And of course, you have to experience the changing of the guards, as I did. And no, they don't talk to you. But watch out for tourist traps here. There's quite a few. The museum's really close by, though, and it's an absolute must visit when you're in Athens. The archaeological tour in Athens is an unforgettable experience, and it's going to be the focus of my visit to Athens with you. I'm going to stop by some of the places I visited and share those experiences with you. Let's begin at Hadrian's Arch and the Temple of Olympian Zeus. Inside the columns that we see today were two colossal gold and ivory statues, one of the god Zeus and one of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. The temple's construction began in 515 BC, but turmoil delayed its completion for about 700 years. Zeus was worshipped on this site, and today 16 magnificent columns survive the original 104 that once stood here. Among its ruins, you will see houses and gates and walls, several smaller temples, and Roman baths. To appreciate this impressive site, it's actually a good idea to walk around them and in between them, sit down and let the place just become let you become immersed in that place. Here's a look at the gate looking towards the Acropolis in the background. And it's always a good idea to look down. So here's a view looking down from Acropolis Hill. Our next stop will be the Plaka with its red roofs. And I love this picture. It only shows a part, not only shows a part of the Plaka district, but it also shows the Agora, the ancient walls and sites, and the Tower of the Winds, all of which we'll talk about later. Also, we get an impression of the city of Athens itself in the background. There's no real archaeological sites here. However, it's full of restaurants and shopping and Greek hospitality. I remember the first time I walked through the Placa, looking for a seafood restaurant, of course, and the hill was there in front of me. I wasn't really prepared for how engaging it was going to be, and I was excited and enthralled to just go and visit it. I actually remember saying, "Oh my, there it is." And of course, I was referring to the Acropolis and the Parthenon. So let's go there. So first things first, the Acropolis and the Parthenon are on a hill, and it's a climb to the top of the hill. So bring a water bottle, wear good walking shoes, and be prepared for the heat and the crowds. Some days are definitely better than others to go and visit the hill, and I can help you with that when planning your visit there. If you choose to not go with a guide, bring a really good guidebook or you're going to really miss out. I remember when I went, the first time I actually went with my girlfriend who lives in Greece, and she was explaining all the sites and what we were looking at. And I actually ran into another Canadian woman who was sitting down and just kind of taking the site in. And I said to her, "Isn't this place amazing and impressive?" And she said to me, "It is. If only I knew what I was looking at." So do remember to bring that guidebook if you decide not to join a tour. There's not much shade on the way to the top, and there's certainly no food services up there, but there's a water fountain and there are restrooms. There's continual restoration going on as well, so be prepared for that. But also be prepared to get some amazing pictures of the restoration team hard at work, bringing this ancient site back to life for us. On the way up, on the journey up through the pathway, you'll come across the ancient theater of Dionysus, which once seated 15,000 people. And this is just the first view coming across. And again, you can get a view of some of the restoration work going on. And here's another, in the background here, this is the Cave of the Virgin Mary, which they're also working on it as well. And then, of course, a view looking down at the theater from the top of the hill. When you continue on, you come into the Herodotus Atticus Theater, built much later, and it still actually hosts concerts to this very day. On our last visit there, they were setting up for a Lawrence and the Machines concert. And again, here's kind of a view of the backdrop and the theater itself. My advice would be to really take your time on this journey through antiquity. Just stop and look if you're able to do so and take in the views. Once you are at the top, you'll be greeted by the Propylaea, the grand entrance through which all visitors, including myself, pass through to reach the summit temples. And as you pass through, don't forget to look up. You'll actually be able to get a peek at some of the original artwork from the temple. You'll be able to explore the temple of Athena Nike, the goddess of victory, the Parthenon, the magnificent temple to the virgin goddess Athena, who was represented inside by a giant gold and ivory statue. You're going to be able to walk amid the many ruins, the walls, the ancient processional ways that surround the site. But one thing that really struck me both times that I was there was everything is marble. Even the walkways. Some of it, of course, today is destroyed, but you can see here how they're covering some of it with concrete, not only to protect the original marble, but also to protect us. It's really, really slippery to be walking on. So here's a look at some of the sites that you can experience and walk through as you are there. Those are the caryatids, beautiful. And some of the restoration work in the background, but you can see that they're working on the site. I still haven't been to everywhere that I want to explore in Athens, including Lycabettos Hill. It's the highest hill in Athens. You can climb it on foot, you can access it by car, or you can use the easiest means for access, the funicular. So I guess I'll have to bring that adventure and so much more to you the next time I'm in Athens. But here's a peek at what it looks like from the Acropolis. Our next stop is going to be the Philopapos Hill. It's visited often by locals and certainly by tourists. It's beautifully landscaped garden-like location. And here's kind of a walkthrough that I took. It's really quite beautiful and shaded and relaxing to walk through. Close to here is where I had a chance to stand on the very spot where St. Paul preached to the residents of Athens, at an ancient site of the Supreme Court. Our next stop is going to be the Stoa of Attilos. Wow. It's a great place to spend a while and explore its many rooms and grounds. Don't be in a hurry when you go visit here. It was built between 159 BC and 138 BC, and it houses ancient artifacts, jewelry, statues, and so much more. And here you can see, this is my friend Helen actually, and you can see we're all examining all the rooms and statues along the way. I'm so impressed by the accuracy and beauty of the Greek sculptures that on my first visit, I thought it would be a great idea to just reach out and touch one. I could feel the wind blowing through this woman's garments as she stately stood posed for this presentation of her through sculpture. However, within a few seconds, I was quickly reminded by a guard not to touch the statues. I remember that stern warning very, very vividly. And here's just an idea of some of the things that you'll see inside those rooms. Our next stop is going to be the Agora, and to save time, I'll combine visits to the ancient Agora and the Roman Agora. They're close together. These public places served as meeting grounds for the Greek and the Romans. They also served as a marketplace and an economic center. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle would have all been frequent visitors discussing philosophies and so much more with their pupils. And here I discovered pillars, remaining doorways, broad open walkways, storerooms, and the impressive Tower of the Winds. And I don't know why this particular Roman marble clock tower and weather station captured me, but I'm still moved by it today. Here's an idea of just some of the things that you'll see while you explore the Agora. Of course, Athens holds its age and antiquity, and it welcomes visitors to experience it. But it's also a modern, bustling city that invites everyone to enjoy. Shopping, food, wine, nightlife, nature, the beaches, the sea are all a part of a vacation to this amazing city. Thanks for coming along with me to Athens, and I hope you loved your visit. If you want to know more about your own visit or plan one, just give me a call. I'll be happy to walk you through a beautiful visit to Athens for yourself. Hopefully, it'll be added to your wish book. Bye for now, everyone. It's a beautiful world.